Finding a high quality piece of gear from a brand that doesn't fall into the quote-unquote mainstream brands is one of my favorite things about being a gearhead. But what I've got here on the table is the Cotopaxi Taboche 55. I previously did a video on this as kind of a first impressions before I took it out. It was brand new to me and I was just kind of looking it over, giving specs and facts about it. But now that I've been able to use this pack this summer and get more familiar with it, I have to say that I am very happy with the quality and the functionality and the versatility of this product and how well it's made. Everything about it, minus one thing that I had a problem with the last time I took it out, but overall, fantastic pack. It is a 55-liter pack that weighs about 4 pounds, but the nice thing about this pack is you're getting a very high quality, well-built backpack that would be perfect for somebody that needs to buy their first pack, or they need to upgrade, or they need something that is different from all of the mainstream brands that we're familiar with, like Osprey or Gregory or Black Diamond or Granite Gear. Something different from those brands to look at that is great for backpacking. So why don't we go ahead and start with probably the best features about this pack, and that is the suspension system. The suspension system on this pack was done really well, and I like the functionality of it. So what they've designed here is not only is it a 55-liter pack, but you've got a pack that can handle a pretty substantial weight load, which makes this a really good pack for not only backpacking, but if you are going into, let's say, the Wind Rivers in Wyoming and you're going to go climb Cirque of the Towers, this would be a great pack to take for your climbing gear and your camping gear as well, because of the ability to carry that extra weight that you find by carrying climbing gear. So there's the main frame of the pack, which is an aluminum rod that goes through and it's shaped around the perimeter of the pack. You've got a really nice, robust hip belt with some adjustability on the hip belt. You've got these little panels that slide in here, and essentially to adjust this, take that strap back a little bit, but you just unvelcro this right here, and then you can slide the hip belt back and forth along this panel, and that's going to give you the adjustability that you need for different different waist sizes. I'm about a 32-inch waist, and it makes the adjustment really easy. They don't give any markings as far as like this is for a 32-inch waist, or this is 34-inch waist, or this is for a size 0 waist or a size 6 waist. Lots of different options on that as well for the adjustability, which is really nice. They say that you've got 6 inches of adjustability on the waist belt, which makes getting that perfect range for you really easy to obtain. You've got dual hip belt pockets, which they are a standard size hip belt pocket. Man, I can't talk today. But you've got, oh man, funny story about this. Found this in the desert and really far away from things. That's funny that that's still in there. Don't leave your trash behind. Anyway, pretty standard size hip belt pockets, and I can get like a camera in here and a phone, but that's about it. Maybe better to use for your trail snacks and such. On the shoulder straps, you've got plenty of adjustability with your load lifters. This is where I had a problem with the pack in the sense that this load lifter, for whatever reason, when I had it pushed down here so that I didn't literally have to have that all the way tight, so I had a little bit more strap here to work with. If I bounced the pack by stepping off a rock or something, I noticed that this was sliding up, but not a big deal. I did contact Cotopaxi about it, and they looked into it. It was the first time they had heard about that happening with this pack, but they said they were going to make adjustments as necessary for future models of the pack, which is a good benefit and something that I like about working with a company like Cotopaxi that is in all corporate, and they take feedback from their customers pretty serious. Now this is a pocket on the pack that I have absolutely no idea what I would use this for. I mean, you might put a small bottle of like sunscreen or bug spray or even a bar to eat, but it's kind of a weird pocket. It does have like a little baffle on here to make room for the sternum strap adjuster, but yeah, that's just one of the things that is pretty unique about this pack. I do like when companies are using this type of rod system with a slider on the sternum strap. It makes the adjustment really simple. Let's talk about adjusting the torso length. Right here in the center of the pack is where you're going to adjust that. Now keep in mind that this pack is meant to fit torso lengths about 14 to 18 inches, just shy of 18 inches. So if you are more than 18 inches, which I'm like right at 18 inches, this is going to be something that you'll want to keep in mind, because on their website they do say that tall people should contact them before they purchase to make sure that the pack will fit them. But it's a simple adjustment. Pull the Velcro on both sides, and then this entire back panel where the shoulder straps are will slide up and down the frame of the pack. Simply drop that back down, drop that. Really comfortable, really easy, nice system for adjusting kind of on the fly, but really if you're buying it for yourself, you only need to adjust it once. The foam on the pack is really nice. You do get fairly good breathability, but over my experience of working with different backpacks, I've kind of given up on whether or not a backpack's going to breathe on my back. I'm just going to wear it because it's going to get sweaty, and I don't care if it has that like mesh panel, that trampoline back on it. I'm going to get a sweaty back regardless, so I don't really pay attention to how much breathability I'm going to get. But these vents or these cutouts right here on the back do help with that. But it's a really nice kind of a 3D mesh padded back panel. So that's the suspension system. Let's flip it back over. Let's talk about the other awesome things about the pack. On the front here, instead of like a mesh pocket that you sometimes see on a pack, you've got these dual pockets that allow for kind of the little things, a pack cover, which this pack does come with, just stuffed into that little mesh pocket, but you've got an included pack cover, which is really nice. It is kind of an odd location for it. It does render this pocket a little more obsolete. You can't get as much stuff in here because when the pack is fully packed up, you've got stuff pushing against the pocket. So it looks like a lot of room right now, but it is harder to get things in there once the pack is full of gear. But these are really nice pockets, and they're functional, they work well. I put all sorts of things like trail food and bandana and my fire kit, my first aid kit, a rain jacket and such in here. So really nice, easy access to that, especially if you're with somebody. You can just say, hey, can you get into that front pocket, and it's not something you have to worry about taking the pack off to get into. On the side of the pack, you've got pretty standard compression straps, nothing fancy about those. You do have on the bottom loops for ice axes, and those can be attached up into the sides of the compression straps. On the bottom here, you've got space for a sleeping pad or a larger tent if you're taking that. You do have, this is just a blanket I have tucked in here, but you do have bottom access into a sleeping bag compartment. I hate sleeping bag compartments, and that the fact that they come, we're not going to be able to see it, but they do have this zippered piece that you can basically detach from the inside and unzip so that it's one really big compartment as opposed to the sleeping bag. The reason that I don't like the sleeping bag compartment is because once you stuff it in there, if you've got a really lightweight bag or a quilt or something, then you're not maximizing the space inside of the bag. You're actually losing space that you could because that divider that's inside of the bag doesn't allow you to compress down with gear on top of the sleeping bag. So just something that I'm grateful that they allow you to be able to zip that out and just kind of lay it flat down there in the bag, but you do have that option as well. Let's see, really nice bottom panel. The fabric of the pack is done really well. This is one of my favorite things about Cotopaxi on all of their bags. Really high quality fabric. This is a nice ripstop type nylon. In the top of the pack, you've got some graphics here that go over a few different things. Even here on the top of the pack, it says Taboche is a mountain in the Khumbu region of the Nepalese Himalaya. This product supports education projects in Nepal. So that's pretty cool, but you've got some other things in here. You've got outdoor ethics, what to take with you, but a nice pocket up here, valuables pocket, allows you to put maps, wallet, keys, things in there. And then on the top of the pack, I really love the design of this pocket and that the fact that the pocket has a very large zipper opening, but I love that the pocket zipper is not only big, but it's on the top of the pocket. That makes accessing this really easy, especially when you've got the pack loaded all the way to the top and you've got things pushing against the top of the pocket here and just the top flap in general. And when you've got a really small zipper on the back, it forces you to stuff things in there where I can be more strategic on where I place things and kind of pack them around, and I have better access to it. So good job on that, Cotopaxi. That's awesome. Pretty standard cinch down strap on the top with a spindrift collar. So that gets nice and wide and open, and it is just a long, massive pocket down the top. Basically, you can load this thing with a lot, and when I took this down into Cedar Mesa of Utah and went and hiked through Road Canyon, I had a pretty heavy pack. I was 36 pounds, and I took more stuff with me than necessary, but I was with a group, I was carrying a bunch of group gear, and this thing handled that weight really well, and it was unbelievably comfortable. A very nice pack, very happy with it, and I would recommend to anybody that is looking for a new pack in the 50 to 60 liter range for backpacking. This is definitely something you should consider. Keep in mind that this color is now discontinued. They've got new colors coming out, and again, that's one of my favorite things about Cotopaxi is they have such cool colors of their bags that really stand out and are different than a lot of the other brands that are out there right now. So thanks for watching, guys. That is the Cotopaxi Taboche 55, which is a 55 liter pack. Super awesome, and hope you have a great day. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll catch you out on the trail.